Hello, hello, hello. It says that I'm live. Yes. Back here for day 4 on my journey of radiant health and well being. Yes, yes. Okay, so today is a great day. Today is a day that I went to go see my chiropractor and find out my test results for my cortisol, my hormones, like what's going on, because I have this thing going on with my thyroid. And so my thyroid is like the gatekeeper of my hormones, right? And so it's so important that my thyroid be in good health and that it is operating properly so that it's distributing the hormones that I need at the specific time that I need them to keep my body operating at top function and all that good stuff. And my thyroid is not working so great lately, right? I got this a little bit of adrenaline, cortisol happening. And so I did this cortisol test, this Dutch test to check my hormone levels, my cortisol levels. And there was some really great information that we were able to retrieve from that. So, one thing that we found out is that I seem to be continually creating cortisone. So, it's kind of normal for you to have cortisol during the day, especially like a few, 30 minutes to a few hours after you get up. You should have your cortisol should kind of rise as you're getting up and preparing for your day. And when you go to bed at night, it should actually lower so that your melatonin can kick in and kind of take over the night shift, kind of bringing everything down and allowing your body to drop into deep states of healing. And it seems like my body is continuing to create cortisol even when I'm sleeping, and quite a bit of it. So, this Dutch test that I did is a very, very extensive test. It shows all kinds of things about how my hormones are operating, what hormones are high and low, what their ratios are, what are in the normal range, and since I've gone through menopause, there definitely has been some change in the way that my hormones are being released throughout my body and how all of my body is functioning due to the fact that my body is changing as I'm getting older. And so the protocol that I'm going to go on is I'm going to have something that helps my my cortisol lower in the evening. It's going to help manage that and bring it down so that the melatonin can then show up and begin to take me into those deep states of sleep. So I haven't been getting really, really, really good sleep. And I haven't been able to drop into those extremely deep states of sleep because I haven't been able to produce melatonin because my sleep cycle is being interrupted by this cortisol. So, so we're going to do this therapy where I'm taking DHEA in the morning, pardon me, in the morning, and then I'm taking this cortisol manager in the evening before I go to bed. And so we're just going to take a look and see how this helps me to regulate um, and see how it helps me to sleep better and maybe even, you know, um, have more energy during the day. Right. So, and it's not even that I'm like energy depleted. I don't really, I noticed that I don't have the kind of energy that I had when I was 30 years old. I don't know that I'd want that kind of energy. And I recognize that I have for my age, I still have quite a bit of energy. So I don't ever really feel like I have low energy or whatever, but I can tell sometimes, like I just don't, I just kind of feel maybe a little tired. Anyhow, that brings me to so those are that's my update as far as my big reveal about my test results and what's going to be done about it. Also, this Dutch test showed how my estrogen and um, my my female hormones, the progesterone and I forget what the other one's called, testosterone, those levels in my body, right? In my particular situation, all of those are really low, right? They're very on the low end. So I'm not producing too many female hormones right now. However, my chiropractor is pretty sure that if we can get this cortisol and this melatonin thing to kind of switch, then I should be able to my hormone, my female producing hormones should be able to get back online again. So that's good news, right? That's good news. So it's gonna be an interesting journey, and I'm just gonna be paying attention to what's going on. At the same time, I'm also embarking on this amazing fasting journey with Dr. Mindy Pell's Fast Like a Girl, right? And I was talking to Dan today about fasting with everything that I'm doing for my thyroid, and he goes, "Yes, yes, yes. Fasting would be very good for you. Fasting would be very good for you." So intermittent fasting is something that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be sharing that journey along the way with you here as well. So I wanted to talk. So since we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting, I wanted to kind of dive into what intermittent fasting really is, right? Because it's like there's kind of like the way that Dr. Mindy explains it is there's 6 types of fasting. Let me see if I can read them off to you. There's 6 different types of fasting. The fasting that I want to talk about tonight is intermittent fasting. That's 12 to 16 hours where you're going without any food, right? And then there's autophagy fasting. That starts at 17 hours. As you go longer, you get to gut reset fast when you hit 24 hours. So that's where you're basically eating once a day, 1 meal a day. Fat burner fast is at 36 hours. The dopamine reset fast is at 48 hours. So that's 2 days of no food and only water. And then the immune reset fast, that's for more than 72 hours. So that's 3 days or more. So there's 6 different types of fasts. So I want to talk about the first fast because this is probably where everybody's going to start. This is where I'm starting for sure. And I have fasted before. I've done a lot of fasting. Actually, I did a lot of juice fasting. I did a lot of vegetable juice fasting, and not. I would have vegetable juice, and I would add fruit juices to my vegetable juice. I never ever really got into just straight fruit juices, and the thing that you want to be aware of with straight fruit juices is that is a lot of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. So you want to just be aware of that. I would add fruit juice to my, like if I was doing like greens, like I was doing kale and spinach and all that, I would add like an apple, or I'd add some papaya or a mango or something like that. I would add that to my green juice. I never really made fruit juices, but best to stay away from fruit juices, and use your fruit juice. If you do drink fruit juice, use it where you're blending it with something, or use it sparingly, because it is the glucose content, and that is a lot, and it'll really spike your blood sugar, right? Which is something that you want to avoid, because then a whole bunch of other things start happening in your chemical makeup in your body. And yeah, it sets you up for being hungry throughout the day, and it just kind of spikes your sugar, spikes you, which kind of takes you up, and then it brings you down really hard. And that's usually when people like crash and stuff like that. So we want to avoid glucose spikes, where our blood sugar spikes out. So fasting is definitely one way to help you do that. So intermittent fasting, I took some notes here. right? Which is helpful. Intermittent fasting is by far the most popular type of fasting that's out there, right? It usually goes like from a 12 to a 16-hour window. And so let's just say, you stopped eating at 7 o'clock in the evening. If you don't eat anything, and so at 7 o'clock in the morning, you've already gone 12 hours. If you continue not to eat anything for the next 3 hours, let's just say you go till 10 o'clock, that's 15 hours. That's 15 hours of not consuming food, right? So you're drinking, you can drink. There are some other, they suggest mainly water. However, there are some other things that you can drink, but you have to be careful of how you're drinking them. Like, definitely nothing with any kind of sugar, nothing with any kind of sugar. And I was doing coffee and cream and a little bit of MCT oil, and I think that might have been affecting my blood sugar. I'm going to test it some more. I'll let you know. I'll test it some more to find out. But I think that maybe even though I wasn't adding sugar to my coffee, I don't know, maybe the calories or in the half and half affected it. I'm not really sure. Anyhow, so your fasted state is the period of time from when you stopped eating the last time that you put something into your mouth, all the way up until the next time that you put something into your mouth, right? And so if you can go 12 to 16 hours, there are some really great benefits, right? One of them is, one reason that people fast is to lose weight, right? It's really an effective way to lose weight, and it actually is more like a lifestyle than it is a diet. Right? This is because it's not really telling you so much what to eat. I mean, there are definitely things that you want to avoid, especially if you're attempting to lose weight. But you have the freedom to eat certain kinds of foods and things like that. What we're really talking about is the time that you're not eating. That's the thing that we're focusing on the most. That's the most important thing. It's not so much what you eat, although it is important. What's most important is how long you can go without eating. The longer that you can go without eating, the more metabolical changes will happen within your body. All right. So at 12 to 15 hours, your body starts making energy and burning fat. Right. The ketones flood the bloodstream right at about 14 hours, and it starts shutting down your hunger and giving you mental and physical clarity, right? Energy. This is what happens after 12 to 15 hours of fasting, right? And then your body at about, I think about 14 hours in, autophagy will start happening. And that's when the cells actually begin to repair themselves and detox themselves and renew themselves and begin a healing process within your body. Now, if you can continue going, you even invite more of that process to occur within your body, more cells renewing, more cells being restored and detoxing, right? And so the liver also continues, as it's now it's breaking down fat rather than burning sugar. It's burning fat rather than burning sugar, right? Because there is no sugar. There's no sugar in your bloodstream because you haven't eaten anything. So then it switches over into the fat burning phase, and it's just burning fat. So the longer that you can stay in that zone there, the more fat you're going to burn. Right? It also helps with your lowering your blood pressure, and it helps with your gut biome, like your intestines and stuff like that. It helps to kill off some of the bad bacteria and to help to rejuvenate the good bacteria in your intestines, in your biome. All this is happening just by fasting, right? All this is happening. And so the longer that you can go, the more powerful these processes come within your body. you can actually get to the point where you can begin to generate stem cells within your own body. People pay a lot of money for stem cell infusions and activations and stuff like that, but you can do this right with yourself just through fasting. So the more that I'm learning about fasting, and I'm learning about like our body's ailments and that, the more I'm beginning to believe that this really could possibly be a way of having really impeccable health. Because if you're able to continually clean your system out on a like now you wouldn't intermittent fast every day. You have to change it up. So you can intermittent fast, you could take a break, maybe for a day or two, or just give yourself a free day. But you want to take it up. You don't want to get stuck into like patterns. You have to have diversity in this in order for all of this to work, right? You have to be able to change it up, because when we do things over and over and over and over and over again, something happens in that cycle where they become less and less effective for us. So you have to switch it up. So so there are other fasts, like I was just sharing with you a moment ago. There are five other fasts other than the intermittent fast, but that you can utilize as well. And then you can just have 3 days where you just kind of take a break. So an easy way to start like intermittent fasting is when you wake up in the morning, calculate from the night before when the last time that you ate something was, or if you actually remember, just calculate that and write it down, and then figure out how many hours it's been since you've eaten something, and then kind of look at the clock and figure out when you're going to eat. How many hours from now are you going to eat, and see if you can push that back. Maybe you can put, like, if you're used to like eating breakfast at like 8 o'clock in the morning, see if you can push it back to 9 or push it back to 10, right? If you can push it back a little bit, or you can move your dinner forward, instead of having like dinner at 8, you can have your dinner at 7, or have like your last meal or whatever. So you can adjust it either way. You want to have like an 8 hour to like a 6 to 8 hour window where you do eat, where you are eating, and I think it will really help. The other thing that people fast for is for brain fog, like just having, just cleaning out the mind. Gives you mental clarity, gives you energy. It kind of does like a whole housekeeping, like a little sweep up, right? So just looking over my notes here to see if there's anything else I forgot. No, but I did write down here. I'm trying to get into like a habit of doing certain things. I just have this little place in my notebook where I put things I learned today. And so one of the things that I learned today was about working out. And some people say, well, if you're fasting, you shouldn't work out. Well, if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're eating every day, yes, definitely fast and work out while you're in a fasted state. And you know when the best time to do that would be? In the morning. Like when you're waiting to eat, right? Just go and work out. Let's do your workout then. And then, because that's one of the things that I do to kind of push my first meal of the day down the pike a little bit. I will busy myself with something. I'll like create a task or something, or I'll go run an errand, or I'll go, do something so that I'm not able to eat it during that time because I'm busy doing something else. So maybe working out, exercising. Yeah, and I think that it's more helpful for us to exercise in the morning than it is in the evening. All right, I'm going to look over here on these. Maybe I can see a little bit better. Maybe, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put my glasses on. Right. I'm going to do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see here. Let me go to the top. I think I got it. All right. Well, hello, Lisa. And here's Grub and Pup. Hello. Oh, thank you. You like my glasses? Sometimes I need them to be able to see. Let's see. Yep. I'm glad that you tried intermittent fasting. Yep, there are so many options. There are so many different ways to do it. That's the thing that I'm discovering too. So thank you guys for being here tonight. But that's the thing that I'm discovering too is that, there really is no one way to do it. And, I'm telling you, um, just because, yeah, and this is just a discovery for me. I'm just sharing with you my journey. I don't even know if, this is going to work for me. However, I'm willing to try it out to see, right? Just to kind of explore and see what's going to happen. And I think it's going to be a really good experience. I'll learn a lot. I'm learning a lot already. And, yeah, so thank you for sharing this journey with me. I really appreciate that. I want to give Dr. Mindy Pels another shout out. This is her book. However, you don't have to buy her book. You don't have to buy her book. You can just watch her videos. She's got a ton of videos on YouTube, a ton of them. And, regardless of what your journey is right now, as far as with your health and with your diet and, your relationship with food, I'm definitely working on changing mine. Um, she has some really, really great information. And, I just kind of feel like, just trying things out just to see, because, you just never know if it's going to work for you. I don't know. I'll definitely find out, but I'm going to have fun along the way. And I'm going to bring you with me if you want to come. I'm going to figure out something to do with this lighting. This was kind of a spur of the moment idea. I hadn't really thought about it much. I was like, hey, babe. I know. This is my fancy background. How do you like it? All right. All right. I love you guys. And thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Who knows what I'm going to talk about then? Oh, I'll probably talk about autophagy fasting. That was the second one on the list. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for being with me.